The very, very funny Kevin Bozeman is returning to Zanies Rosemont December 2nd through the 5th. He also teaches at DePaul, so a lot of funny stuff. And he's teaching, should I say, the next generation of comics?
Far from it. It would be if it's Star Trek, The Next Generation, but it was written by the people who wrote the Jetsons. It's
But
so different.
it's a little different. Okay, I get it. But
It's different. It
as
is
far as being on
people.
stage, you have, hecklers, you've got people making noises, you got people, chewing their food really loud, and you have to work through distractions. So even as far as public speaking, it's probably a great class for people to take.
It is still the best class that DePaul University has ever offered. It is just my class. It was created by me and for me, and it is uh, an invaluable tool in life. But if you think you're going to be a stand-up comic from taking my class, then well, that's the difference there. I try to give people the ability to become better at public speaking and learn about stand up. Fans of stand up would enjoy the class. And there are some super funny people that's taking my class that's never done stand up again. I'm like, what are you doing? And then there's other people that's taking my class that's not funny at all. And I'm like, what are you doing? But I have had some fantastic Jabuki Young White took my class who went on to star on the Daily Show and now has his own television series. He's taken my class along with some other stand-up comics that's out there doing it now. But for the most part, it's just a way to become better at pitching yourself and being a better public speaker.
Now you do post about the class on social media. Do you get fans saying like, "Hey, can I just drop in and hang out at, for one of the classes?"
Yeah, all the time people are trying to get into that class, and I tell them that of course they can come. All they have to do is enroll at DePaul for a semester and then sign up for a 10-week course with the final exam being the 11th week performed at a comedy club.
People are trying to get the 10-week comp tickets. That's what they're trying to do.
People listen. People love the hookups. This is the generation of hookups. If you are not hooking them up, if they don't find a way that you can get in and do something for them, they have no use for them. But people slide in my DMs all the time, asking if they can come and just sit in the class and then take the final exam. Like, oh, you want to perform at the world prestigious Zanies Comedy Club for free? You didn't even pay for the class. You're 37 years old, sitting around with a bunch of 19-year-old students. No,
It
that's
never. It
not
doesn't
how it
hurt to
works.
ask. It doesn't hurt to ask.
Always shoot your shot. Always shoot your shot, for
Exactly.
sure.
Well, let's talk a little bit about college because that's kind of, I had read an article that you were watching Def Comedy Jam and your roommate had said, stop saying that you can do it and just do it when you looked at the TV and said, comedy might be something you might want to delve into.
Yeah, so we would watch Def Comedy Jam religiously every week. Come on HBO. Don't ask me how two college kids got the HBO hookup, but it does involve the word splicing. But we, we were watching. I was like, man, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Because I was always a funny guy, but not a class clown. Like I could step in and say like a funny line or whatever, or engage for a little bit. So he was like, just go and do it. And so I went and did it. I didn't tell anyone that I was doing it, which is, I believe, the right way to do it. Don't tell anyone that you're doing it because those friends will give you bad advice. The crowd is your best judge of what's funny and what's not. I went up and did it. It was such an adrenaline rush. And I did it once, I did it twice, and then I was like, I'm good. But then that burning, it was just like, you got to go back up again. You got to see if you can get good at it.
And
So it's like
especially,
it's a
now we
calling.
need laughs more than ever. We've been through a lot. Comedy clubs are reopening again, and this is just the
Yeah.
perfect time that the holidays are stressful. We got to go check out one of your shows.
You got to come out and watch comedy. What are you going to do? Spend time with your family? That's ridiculous. Like, why would you? Why? Why in these stressful times would you want to be around people that love you? You need to come to people like me to give you perspective on how to navigate through this new world that we live in.
Was comedy easier to create or was it harder during the pandemic? Because I know you talk a lot about your kids and your family, and obviously there's a lot of material with everybody being at home, nonstop for the past, year and a half.
Yeah, well, comedy is always evolving and changing, and the political correct police are out there to monitor your behavior, so to speak, on stage. But I don't have a problem with it. I just feel like my goal is to make people laugh, not to offend them. So if it's something that's offensive, I stay away from it unless it's some way I could put a spin on it that makes it undeniably funny. That's actually the fun part about that is balancing that equation of, towing the line. Is he offensive or is he just saying in a way that comes across as different? But yeah, that's super fun. But it's always evolving for sure. So that's the game.
That's the game. I do want to get your advice on a few things, especially comedy is such a great icebreaker, and a lot of people are getting together with their families who have different opinions on politics and vaccines and kids and life and everything in general. So sometimes if somebody were to bring up, I just want to run through a couple of topics.
Yeah.
You haven't seen your family in two Christmases or two holiday gatherings, and they bring up politics. What's a good way to either make light of the situation or kind of take it into a different turn?
You threaten certain dishes. You go, listen, if you want to talk politics, then you are saying that you don't want mashed potatoes, right? You cut them off. You cut them off. You go, we could talk politics, but you would not have access to everything at the dinner table.
That is great. I mean, you start cutting off, mashed potatoes, dessert. I mean, people are going to be quiet.
So I find though, but I find that that's more of a white family problem. Black families don't argue about politics. We're black families that's not named Candace Owens does not argue about politics. We like I don't go to my family. I don't go to I didn't go to Thanksgiving this year because I owe some family members money. That's why black people don't show up to holidays because we
Nothing to do
owe
with
each other
politics.
money. Zero to do with politics. Where you guys are like, you think I want to listen? You think I want to listen to your political point of view just so I can have some pumpkin pie? No, thank you. And I'm like, yo, oh, my uncle, $37, and I'm a little short. So
So I'll see
looks
you
like
maybe next Thanksgiving.
looks like I'm gonna have chicken strips and French fries for Thanksgiving.
There you go. That's not such a bad meal. Someone
It's
brings a
not.
new boyfriend or girlfriend to meet the family. What's a good icebreaker for them or for? I already see you shaking your head.
Well, if you do that in my family, we roast you. We roast her. We ask all sorts of questions. We try to make them feel uncomfortable, and then we build them up. We tear them down, and we make them feel uncomfortable. They'll make a plate, and we'll be like, "I can't believe you eating this much." Stuff like that, and then we build them up. Nice to meet you. If you can pass that initiation, then you're in the family. But
You
you're
get
going to get initiated in my family. But yeah, don't. They came to see you. Like you didn't come to see them. You got to put them through the ringer.
if you can pass the first test, then you can come back, for New Year's.
Exactly right.
You just want to sit back and have a great time. December 2nd through 5th, he's going to be at Zanies in Rosemont. Kevin, thank you so
Yes.
much for your time today.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.